Emmys again draws its smallest audience ever. You mean to tell me that Americans don't like watching propaganda be shoved down their throats like this?
Black Lives Matter. Louder, Jimmy.
Black Lives Matter.
Louder, Jimmy. Say it so that Mike Pence can hear it.
Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
Huh. I always thought that Americans loved watching condescending, privileged millionaire actors talk down to them as they smell their own farts while they tell them how to think, feel, and vote. Who knew? I'm Tyler Zed. Welcome to Zeducation. Welcome to Zeducation and welcome to another SJW episode. Social justice shows its face in the form of many things. Take, for instance, BLM and feminism. All of these things not based in facts, not based in reality. All of them based on feelings, and it gives people a feeling of purpose. It's the world's newest religion. And today we're going to see a couple of those forms of SJWs in action. And as always on these episodes, if you cringe, you win. It means your brain is working. And it means you know that this borderline psychotic behavior is not helping anyone. It's not bringing people together. It's not spreading awareness. You know that this behavior is wrong. It's not doing anything. It's not helping anybody. And before we go any further, if you like the content on this channel, as always, please support it by subscribing and clicking the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Now, let's move on to some of this madness. The madness from the past month since our last episode. Going back to the beginning and the Emmys. The worst rated Emmys ever. After being the worst rated Emmys last year. People are walking away from this crap. They're sick of it. And what's funny about this is they were very extreme, as you could see in the clip. They were jamming it down people's throats. But to some people, that wasn't enough. On USA Today, the Emmys, why Jimmy Kimmel and Anthony Anderson's Black Lives Matter moment wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, guys. It wasn't enough. Talking about it 24/7. The propaganda everywhere. And as you're going to see, it's in our schools. It's not enough. Moving on from Hollywood, let's see how hysteria has trickled into our everyday lives. Take, for example, this CVS manager who called the cops on two people shoplifting. And this is the reaction that he got for doing so.
May I ask why you called the police on those two men?
CVS policy dictates that if they're shoplifters, the exit the store with merchandise unpaid for, we should get the police involved. And if the police apprehend them, we issue a Barny notice.
Okay.
So I actually did not elect to press charges. I said, hey, look, I just want them to know they can't come in here anymore because they shoplifted, and I just need them to sign that, and I need my merchandise back. And the officers obliged, and the guy said the same thing, thank you, and they left.
It's not your merchandise, it's the store. So you know what happens when the black men or black people, and you decided to call the police on two black people that allegedly took something from the store because you're willing to uphold the policy, and they could have lost their lives.
I follow my company's policies, not your policies, where I can appreciate concerns.
So you're willing to risk someone's life for what, $30,000 a year?
There was no risk, in my opinion. Thank you. You have a great night.
What is your name?
My name is Store Manager.
No, what is his name?
No one's going to tell you my name when you're sitting here videotaping us so that you can try and elicit some sort of violence against me. It's not going to happen.
Elicit violence against you? You just elicited violence against two black men by calling the police on them.
We got to walk away. When one of them had a warrant, he could have been arrested, and the cops still let him go.
Just listen to yourself. You work with black folks. You just remember that.
Two men who happen to be black stole something and they called the cops. But you can't call the cops on criminals like that are stealing things, because obviously the cops might do something bad. This is where we're at now. You cannot call the cops on anyone anymore if they have a certain skin color. This is ridiculous. The laws apply to everyone equally. And mind you, this store manager, he let those men go. He didn't press charges. The cops got the merchandise back and they let them go. Nothing happened. This is the hysteria that we have reached because of these social justice movements. You can't even call the cops on criminals anymore. And this was so ridiculous that they started protesting outside of the CVS. Black Lives Matter protest at CVS in Georgetown because they called the police on two shoplifters. That CVS employee deserves a raise. This past week, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, opening up a Supreme Court seat. And R.I.P. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Let's start with that. R.I.P. her. She was a big figure in our history books. She is, and she was, and she always will be. Ever since her passing, people have been losing their minds. They've been losing their minds. Like this girl that you are about to see. Warning, there's some foul language in here.
Holy fucking shit, you guys! I'm driving your car, but I just got a notification that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died! Fuck! Could this year get any fucking worse? Ruth
First off, who says, hey, I'm about to scream, I'm about to melt down, let me start recording, and let me show the world, millions of people. This video has gotten millions of views everywhere on the internet. Why? Why would you do that? Not only do you make you look bad, you make your entire movement look bad, by the way, just so you know. I don't know how you have not understood that yet. Thank you for the laughs, though. Thank you for acting hysterical. Thank you for being irrational, because, you know, this is a good little cheer up at the end of the week here on Sunday. But let's keep going. The unintentional racism in traffic signals. Just because something doesn't use an offensive mascot doesn't mean it can't reinforce a broken system. And this guy is talking about stoplight walkmen. When the sign says walk, it's a white guy. It gets better. Check out this one. Upward thrusting buildings ejaculating into the sky. Do cities have to be so sexist? Toxic masculinity is built into the fabric of our urban spaces. Architecture is sexist, guys. Social justice. We need to change everything. We need to start ripping down these buildings that are just male-dominated and start putting up feminist ones. Obviously, for justice. The only thing Nazis will see are my fists. Oh, man. Look at that, you guys. The NFL figured it out. Round of applause to the NFL. Who would have known? All you had to do is write end racism in the end zone, and you do it. You fix everything. You fix everything. And the NFL wonders why people are tuning them out. Honest question, though. What is this doing? What is this doing? You are implying that people who watch your program, NFL fans, need to see this message. So you're implying that they are, in fact, racist. And they need to hear the message, end racism. And the only thing you're doing is actually driving them away and creating a wedge in between people when you falsely claim that they are racist. I hope they lose millions of fans, and I hope they lose millions of dollars because of it. For the first time since 2016, Colin Kaepernick will be featured in Madden NFL. He is now the highest rated free agent QB in Madden. When Colin Kaepernick scores a Madden 21, his signature celebration is a black power fist. There's so much about this that is hilarious. Kaepernick was arguably one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league his last 2 seasons. He wasn't good. He's been out of the league for about 4 years now, so to think that he's even able to play anymore is laughable. But the best part about all this NFL propaganda is that Colin Kaepernick, this is what he had to say about all this. Colin Kaepernick blasts NFL's social justice messaging as propaganda. It will never be good enough. This guy is the face. He's the face of the propaganda movement. The face of it. And when he is not a part of it, and when it's not his idea, he doesn't like it. It's so hilarious. It'll never be enough. It'll never, ever, ever be enough. You know, while we're talking about all this social justice, guys, we have to talk about the evils of capitalism. Take it from Lululemon. From Lululemon, Decolonizing Gender, a workshop to unveil historical erasure and resist capitalism. Resist capitalism. Coming from a corporate entity that sells pants that are probably made in China for dollars, a couple bucks maybe, and they sell them for $200. This is the definition of irony. Resist capitalism, man. Buy our $200 pants. I can't breathe. No matter what happens in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, just be thankful that you have enough brain cells to not brand yourself with something that you don't like. For example, Trump is not my effing president. Not your president, but you branded yourself with his name forever. Forever. And so did this person. Oh man, you put his name on your body. It's on your body forever. This is what academia, this is what they're doing to our kids. Clearly, they're not teaching them how to think. Back to feminism, guys. Back to feminism. You know how to empower women? Here's how you do it. Sometime soon, probably next week, Melbourne artist Casey Jenkins will ovulate. Jenkins will send out a notification on social media, a vial of sperm will arrive on their doorstep, and within hours, an audience will watch online as they self-inseminate in the name of art. Empowering. Empowering, artful. That is, yes, art, modern art. Yes, this is such, it's doing so much for women. It's doing so much. As school has started for much of the country in our universities in K through 12, this is a quick reminder of what is being jammed down all of our youth's throats.
For 4 years, because that's what people say, give him a chance, give him a chance. Well, he's had 4 friggin' years of a chance, and he's done a crap job, and he's really ruining our country. Many of you, this may be the first time that you're voting. I'm sorry it's such a contentious situation that you're being thrusted into. If any of you do still think Trump, is a good person, I beg you to not only go into your heart center and think about this a little more, pull up all the stuff that he's been doing to our country, taking away so many of our rights. He's trying to turn this into more of a dictatorship type of situation.
If you are paying for classes like that, being taught by professors like that, who clearly are detached from reality and telling you that you need to do something or think a certain way, get your money back. You're being scammed. You're being scammed. And also, if they do say that, ask which rights. Ask which rights. Which rights have been taken? Moving into our K through 12, this is the type of stuff you see in our K through 12 classes. More propaganda. This is taxpayer funded. You get to pay for this. We all get to pay for this. This is how our money is being spent. Know who's teaching your kids. Know exactly who's teaching their kids, and make sure that this crap is not in their classroom. And unfortunately for some of you, you might have siblings, you might have kids who come back from all this propaganda like this. Returning to my small Midwest hometown. Yeah, deuces. Fists in the air. 3, 2, 1. Bam! New decor for Dad's truck. Biden-Harris 2020. Dump Trump. Oh yeah, Dad's gonna love that. Uh-huh. Let's take over this sound. Vote blue. Uh-huh, yeah. Power fist. I pity you. Any of you that have kids like that come back from school like that, it's a tragedy. It's sad. But this is something you got to prep your kids for. You got to prep them for the fact that they're going to be inundated 24/7 to try and get them to think a certain way. That's it. They're not going to be exposed to other ideas because it's diversity in everything but thought at these institutions. We know this. There's data backing this up. Some of you might not have kids or siblings like this, but you might have spouses like this.
I'm married to a Trump supporter. I'm serious that if he doesn't come around and vote for Biden-Harris, I will not stay around. I married him before Trump was elected. I voted for Hillary. It's been a rough 4 years, to say the least.
So intolerant, so ignorant that you're willing to divorce your husband because he doesn't agree with your politics. That is very, very sad. Very pathetic. Pathetic is the perfect word. If I were the husband and I was treated like this, being told that I can't think a certain way, I'd be leaving you before you left me. Satchel Cole, leader in the fight for racial equality in Indianapolis, lied about own race. Why does this always happen? It's like the what is it, Rachel Dolezal? Same thing. She was like a president of the chapter of NAACP. Turns out that she was actually white. Why is this a thing? What is going on here? This happens all the time. This is environmental terrorism. Raising a family, having a lot of kids is environmental terrorism now. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids, but that's their choice. It is. You can't tell them they can't have kids. And if they're good parents, if they're raising these kids, and they have to be somewhat responsible and somewhat good people to be able to afford this, let them have kids. Let them raise good people. Let them raise law-abiding citizens. I have no problem with it. But guys, a lot of this madness out there from these SJWs, it's not all insane. Well, you can label this however you'd like, but some people are just peaceful, man. They're just peaceful. They're out there just calling for peace, man. Check it out. Yeah, all right. Just waving plastic bags in the air. That's changing, guys. We're making changes. Calling in the energies of the world. You know what? This is peaceful. Go ahead, bruh. Go ahead. Yeah, call those spirits. Get them in here now. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. You're pretty peaceful. Again, maybe I'm unenlightened and I don't know what is going on here, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And before we go, guys, if you remembered the victims from 9/11, you don't actually care about them unless you care about, well, I'll let this guy take over.
Just a reminder that if you post never forget about the 3,000 people that died in 9/11, but you don't give a shit about the 200,000 people that have already died of this pandemic, and you're not socially distancing, you don't actually care about the 3,000 people who died in 9/11, you just want to hate brown people again.
You like the dots connected, these arguments that are created. Okay, that 9/11 and then the pandemic and then the mask, a social distance, and then brown people. What? What the? I don't understand the logic. I'm going to need some more explanation here. Can anyone tell me what's going on, how he came to this conclusion in the comments. While you're down there, let me know what else you thought about the rest of these clips. What do you think about these SJWs? The insanity, the detachment from reality, from logic, from facts, from reason. While you're down there letting me know what you think, please like this video. Please help me get it recommended to others. That's it for today's video. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Education.
Idiots.